All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the prep vlog series. As of today, I'm actually 29 days out from my show, which is definitely behind schedule from the last time that you guys would have checked in with the prep vlog, or from the last prep vlog that you would have seen. So that's obviously what we're going to talk about today, and as you can probably tell, the title and everything is going to have a lot to do with this. So just want to give you guys a quick heads up. This video is going to cover 2 weeks worth of prep vlogs. So the last prep vlog that you would have seen would have been the 7 weeks out prep vlog. This is going to cover the 6 and the 5 week out prep vlog because I'll touch on this later, spoiler alert, but I ended up not filming anything for the 6 or the 5 week out prep vlog. It's been pretty testing couple of weeks. So that is going to be what we will talk about today. So first things first, you guys are kind of in a, peculiar little angle. Right now we're in front of the desk and everything, and I'm kind of in front of my computer. So I kind of wanted to film this in front of my computer because part of what I want to do today is obviously explain why I haven't filmed the past 2 weeks worth of content. And then also I, do want to recap what has happened over the course of those past 2 weeks in terms of the prep, because I'm sure that you guys will be interested in hearing about that. And obviously that's about 2 weeks worth of information. And I just kind of have some stuff that's written down here. So I'm going to try and not be on the computer and stuff too much, but obviously, I kind of want to make sure that I'm keeping track of everything. So, I guess we will start off with how the past couple of weeks have gone in terms of the actual prep. So as I'm kind of talking through this video, I didn't film a ton over the course of these past couple of weeks, but what I did film, I'll kind of try and overlay so that everything kind of has somewhat of a visual representation. So in terms of the past couple of weeks, bodybuilding wise, so what's really changed there? Honestly, there really hasn't been tons that has changed. From a nutritional perspective, I've more or less just been kind of holding my body weight at around 170 pounds. And it really hasn't been until today, the day I'm filming this is October 5th, like I said, about 29 days out, where I've decided to kind of dip below the 170 pound range. So I'm pretty sure that I've mentioned this in the 7 week out prep vlog, but it had kind of appeared that I was ahead of schedule in terms of my conditioning. That is still the case, or at least was the case. But as of this point, I've kind of been holding 170 pounds for the past, let's take a look here, probably 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So I've been eating roughly about 3,000 calories on average per day for the past month or so, and my weight has held on that pretty considerably at 170. So it's time to dip below that. I still have a few pounds of fat that I want to get off my hamstrings and glutes and lower back to make sure that I come in razor sharp. And obviously, we're kind of getting to that point where it's time to do that. As of today, I'm about, as I said, 30 days out. So let's just say 4 weeks out. And realistically, that last week is not going to be a fat loss week. So I only have about 3 weeks to push the fat loss. So it's time to start moving and headed in that direction. So today is actually the first day where I've been eating like lower calories. I'll be below 150 grams of carbs today, which is definitely the lowest that I've gone on prep so far. But just doing the last final push here to get lean and shredded and just get the last few pounds off and everything. So that is what is going on there. In terms of the training really hasn't been anything too spectacular. If you guys have been keeping up with my social media, I've at least been posting my training fairly consistently. And the training is not amazing, but it's not bad. My pumps are not that good. Logbook numbers are okay. I'm more or less holding everything and maybe creeping some stuff here and there, but for the most part, really hasn't been a whole lot going on there. Steps are anywhere between 10 and 13,000 per day. I know that that's kind of a range, but it really just kind of depends. So, and then from a PED perspective, I have added in Winstrol for the first time. So 25 milligrams of Winstrol went in at the 5-week out mark, and I have had that in ever since. So yeah, not much to really mention there yet. I can't say that it's made a massive difference for me, but I look harder. I don't know if that's because of the Winstrol or if that's just because of the diet break and the fatigue and everything dropping off. So I don't really know. Too kind of a little early for me to judge that, but I have introduced that, so I feel that was worth mentioning. Other than that, yeah, in terms of the X's and O's and everything, that really is all that I want to mention. As of this point, I'm training every other day still, but there's a very good chance, and I'm, at this point, I'm like 98% confident saying that starting next week, this coming week, I'm going to change my training to just a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, push, pull, legs, push on Monday, pull on Wednesday, and then legs on Friday type of split. And then taking the weekends off because, I don't know if this is apparent from the way that I'm talking and everything. If you're watching this and you're a client of mine, then you'll be familiar with this because my video check-ins the past couple of weeks have kind of been kind of nightmarish. But my fatigue levels are pretty high, and, the prep is prepping. Prep is getting very difficult. So it's getting to the point where really my training just kind of needs to be very bare minimum. I'm just kind of going to be focused on going in and just stimulating the muscle and then getting out and then recovering. Because on top of just managing recovery, I've got a lot of other bullshit that I got to do now. So I have started tanning recently. Obviously you guys will be very aware that I'm very pale, and it's been recommended to me multiple times that getting some sort of a base tan is going to be advantageous for me. The better position I can put myself in for the spray tan company, the better that they can make me look, basically. So that is kind of what I'm doing, is I'm helping myself out by getting tanning done, and so now I obviously have to make time for that. Obviously posing more and more as we get closer to the show, so that is taking up more time. And then just in general, doing more steps, more activity, and then work, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I have a lot of other things that are occupying my time now, and the overall stress that I'm feeling right now is very, very high. So I can't extend myself too far in the gym at this point in time, and actually doing so is actually gonna, put me in a worse off position than what I would be if I were to just pull back. So I'm starting to get to that point where I need to realistically start pulling back on the training and easing back. I've never even really thought about this until I'm saying this out loud. But for the most part, it kind of seems like the hard part is over in a way, for me at least. The difficult training it's not 100% done, but in terms, it's only going to get easier from here on out. So that's a good thing. Makes me feel good, I guess you could say. Feels confident about the direction that we're headed in, and makes me feel relieved somewhat. Still not there yet, but still got it's getting easier, I guess. So what else? Work. I mentioned work. So fortunately, the past couple of weeks have been very fruitful for me business-wise. I have, I don't want to talk about numbers and analytics and everything, but I've kind of set business personal records over the course of these past couple of weeks. I've had a lot of clients that have signed on, and I just kind of wanted to take a second to say, if any of you guys are watching this video, then I just wanted to thank you for not only trusting me with your time, but with your hard-earned money and everything to guide you on your physique goals. And that's obviously something that I don't take lightly. and I, will give you the best service that I can give you, obviously, but also, with the surge in clients is a surge in workload, obviously, because, I would assume that this is pretty obvious, but if you guys haven't noticed by now, man, I'm a one-man fucking team. Like, I do everything. I do all the video filming, I do all the video editing, I do all of the client work, all the check-ins, all the applications, all the consultations. I do all of my bill keeping. I do all of my payments. I'm a one-man crew. And on top of that, I'm in the middle of a fucking contest prep right now. So you can imagine like how much, mental turmoil and stress I'm kind of feeling. And the best way to describe it is that I kind of feel like I'm being pulled in a bunch of different directions, and I've got a lot of different things that I got to do, and I'm only one man, and I only have so many hours in the day, and just generally been feeling very overwhelmed over the course of the past couple of weeks, not only from the increase in client work, which is a good amount of stress. I want to reiterate that. Like, obviously, this type of business is a business where you eat what you kill, and if you're getting a lot of clients, then business is booming, and if you're not, then business is not booming. And I'm fortunate enough right now that business is booming, but obviously with that comes the actual time and the workload that I have to put in to actually run the business. And then because of that, my content production has dropped off. And so kind of, all of these things are kind of getting me to the title of the video, and the point of this is, about 2 weeks ago at around the 6-week out mark, I kind of had a breakdown, for lack of a better word. I've kind of hinted at it in the prep vlog series and everything, but the thing with being self-employed, man, and especially right now during a prep, is that you work every day and it never ends. Like, it never ends. I don't really know any other way to put it other than that. And it's manageable. Like, it's definitely something that I can manage. I don't want to make it seem like it's, if I wasn't in prep right now, it would be much more manageable than what it was. I've been living my life this way for the past couple of years. This isn't anything new, but the reason why it's become so overwhelming for me recently is just because of the prep. And, I've put so much time and effort into the prep, and not only talking about just the prep, like the prep this year, but I decided that I wanted to be a bodybuilder and do a bodybuilding competition 5.5, 6 years ago. Like, this show is 5 to 6 years in the making. Like, obviously the prep is 2023 in the making, but the off season before this, and then the mini cut before that, and then the bulk before that, and then the first bulk that I did in fucking 2017, the first cut that I did in 2016, like all of those things. I'm as I'm getting closer to the show, I don't want to say the best way that I can describe it is that, like, my bodybuilding life is like flashing before my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really kind of thinking back to like when I first started, and I had never been in the gym, and I was overweight, and I lost over 100 pounds, and in a way, this show kind of feels like the completion of that journey. It's almost like the conclusion of my hobby bodybuilding and the beginning of my real competitive bodybuilding career. I've put 5 to 6 years of training and eating into getting ready for this first show. And this first show is going to be the thing that, transitions me from a wannabe into an actual real bodybuilder. And I'm very, very excited for that, but I'm also nervous and anxious for that. Like I said, I've built this moment up in my head over the course of the past 5 to 6 years, and every day as I get closer and closer and closer, I just kind of freak out, a little bit more and more. And I don't want to say freak out in the sense that I'm completely losing my shit, because at the same time that I'm freaking out, I'm also unbelievably confident. you guys should hear some of the things that I say out loud, like to Carissa. Like this morning I was sitting on the I'll say this, whatever. This morning I was sitting on the floor, and I was telling Carissa, I told her, I said, fuck, like when I win the trophy, the guy on the trophy is going to be flexing both of his biceps, and I'm going to hang my trunks on one arm and I'm going to hang the medal on the other one. Like, I feel fucking good, you know. Obviously, I can't predict who's going to be there, and all of that stuff, and that's kind of the thing. But from a mental perspective, man, I feel fucking good. I feel really confident, and I feel happy about where I'm at, and I feel confident that I'm only going to continue to get better and better and better. So I'm not like completely losing my shit, you know what I mean? But it's basically those two sides are, you know, you got the age old thing, you got the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other, or whatever, and they're talking to each other. Those are kind of like the two things that I'm trying to fight right now, for lack of a better word. So, yeah, you know, that I feel like that's kind of the long and short of it. Is the past couple of weeks have been very overwhelming for me, not only with just actual business, but the prep as well. And then because of that, my content production has really suffered. And just being upfront and honest with you guys, like, I just haven't really been in the mood to film prep stuff, and prep vlog stuff, during the course of these past couple of weeks. But I can say with this video that I feel like I'm over my funk. And, you know, as of the, you know, filming today, we're starting to get within a month of the show. So we're starting to really get within prime time of content. You know, we're starting to get into the last couple of weeks, peak week, and then show day and all of that other type of stuff. And as nervous and as anxious as I am, and as much as I want to turn everything off and just completely hide away and put 100% of my focus into this, I know that from a business perspective, that may not be the best thing for me. And also from like a personal perspective, I want to have this type of stuff on film so that 5-10 years from now, I can look back on it and I can watch it and I can say, fuck, man, the first one was like, it was a fucking challenge, but I fucking did it. You know what I mean? And I documented the whole thing. So, you know, I am, you guys have my word that I'm going to do my best to resume the prep content as usual. I don't know if I can promise it's all going to be the same length, in terms of like filming everything every single day, but I will, you know, get better, at doing it. You guys have my word on that. At the same time, though, there is also the possibility that I have a breakdown again and I just decide that it's in my best interest to shut it down completely. And if that is what I decide to do, then I'll obviously let you guys know about that as well. But regardless of the decision that I decide to make, the only thing that I can hope is that you guys understand and respect my decision. The one thing that I can confidently say is, you know, once the prep is over, and, you know, I kind of am not losing my shit on a daily basis anymore, and am feeling a little bit better physically, my content production will pick back up again. I'm very, very motivated to finish out this prep. You know, I've been busting my ass for this for 10 months at this point, and I'm very, very motivated to finish this off, but I'm also very, very motivated for the off season to get better. And I want to document that process as well, because, this has been a very successful prep, but the previous off season was also very successful, and I feel very confident that this upcoming off season is going to be very successful as well, and I'm very excited to share that and document that. So, you know, in a way, I feel guilty and I feel weird about trying to fill you guys in with what's happened over the course of the past 2 weeks in a 20-minute vlog. But to be honest with you guys, that's kind of the long and short of it. And I just want to wear everything on my sleeve and be honest with you guys. I have kind of been fucking losing my shit over the course of the past couple of weeks. And it's really made filming content quite difficult, and quite challenging for me, because I really want to be upfront and be honest with you guys about everything, but there are some times where it's too hard for me to do it like in the moment. So I hope that you guys can respect and understand that. But here I am trying to explain and justify why it is that didn't happen, because I do. I want to keep you guys in the loop. You guys have been supporting me, and there's been a lot of times in this prep where things have been hard, and I think about you guys. I think about the things that you guys have said to me or commented to me or written to me in DMs or whatever, and it keeps me going. So, I do feel a responsibility to update with you guys with what has been going on, and just to be upfront and be honest with you guys, and just share what my experience has been, even if it's not good. So I just hope that you guys can understand and forgive me for not filming over the course of the past couple weeks. As I said, I do want to get better about filming content. I would love, I have it written down, that's why I'm kind of looking over here. I want to show you, I would love to get a full, you can't even see it, that was worthless me showing you that, but I'd love to get a full day of eating video filmed for you guys sometime this coming week. So we'll get on that. I will definitely get that done before prep is over. I want to show you guys, I think it would be cool to have on my channel. I have some videos on my channel of what a full day of eating for me was at, like a peak off season. I think around like 4,500, 5,000 calories. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. I'd like to have another one of where my calories are at like the 2,000 or below range, when they're starting to get in their lowest range that they've been in all prep. So I'm gonna try and get that to you guys. But yeah, I feel like that's really everything that I wanted to talk about today. This video, not that my videos are very high tech and super edited out and everything, but this one is about as raw and real as it can possibly get. So hopefully that's all right with you guys. As always, if you guys have any questions or anything about anything, man, I'm a fucking open book. If you guys haven't noticed, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you guys are interested in online coaching or any of my services, you can find all of those descriptions or links and everything in the description below. I do kind of want to give you guys a heads up as I get closer to my show at the beginning of November. I am going to start winding down on the client stuff until after the show. I just kind of want to take some time away from work fully to focus on the show around 2 weeks out or so. But, if you're interested before then, reach out. I've still got some energy left, but there'll eventually come a point where I don't really have the energy to want to invest into new client stuff until after the show. So again, hopefully you guys understand and respect that. So anyways, I feel like I've kind of talked long enough. Feeling pretty tired. Prep is prepping. So I'll wrap this one up. Thank you guys for everything. Stay tuned for the next one. I promise you guys there will be a next one. There will be. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves.